Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be doing another part install on my Infinity G37. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a strut tower, strut brace. Let's get right into it. Right here in front of me I have the high performance strut brace from Megan Racing. I picked this up off of Facebook Marketplace for $100 the other day. And you may be wondering why I'm inside, but that is actually because the first step of this install is actually just to take this apart. We're not doing anything on the car yet. Alright, so the very first thing you're going to want to do is come to each of these ends of the strut tower, and you're going to just want to take out this bolt and nut. It has a nut, a locking washer on it. Then it's going to want to pull your bolt out, take off the bracket on each end, and then we're going to install this part on the car before we put the main part of the tower on. Here's the other end. These just come out of the box hand tight, so no need to get any tools out yet. You just pull these off by hand. Alright, there we go, and both of them are off now. Alright, so after you get those two brackets off, you're going to want to come out to your car, and I believe the only tool you're going to need is a socket or drill with a 12mm socket on the end. So you're going to want to come down to that area right there, and that area. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see, I'm filming this at night, but there's 3 bolts on each side that you're going to take off. Make sure you do not take off that middle one, because that is what is holding your struts in place for this suspension. Alright, so real quick, one thing I noticed was an issue where these cables here getting in the way of this little, where this is the spot where you mount it, these cables kind of get in the way. So you can just take off this plastic cover. I just used that little pin popper tool and a flathead. And then once you get that off, you can just take these, lift them out like that, and you'll have a lot more room to work with. Alright, so I just found out something to make it way easier. You're definitely going to want one of these little pin popper tools for this kind of job. But these 2 cables that'll get in your way on the passenger side have a little clip like that. You can see it right there. You're just going to want to take your pin popper tool, kind of slide it under there, pop it up, and these cables will give you way more room to work with. But once you get that done, you can kind of get this fitted in. You're going to want this part of the bracket pointing outwards. You can kind of see down, see if I can get it to focus, but sorry, I know the lighting isn't great. Let me grab this. But there we go. The bracket, you can see this part here is towards the battery. This part where you're going to mount the actual bar is facing outwards, and that's how it's going to want to be on both sides. Okay, so once you get these 2 brackets on, you can see right there, just the same as the other. This part is towards the outside, this part is towards the cover right here. All you're going to want to do is take those bolts that you took off right at the very beginning and slide that into the bracket like that. Slide the bolt right through there and tighten that down. It is the same 12mm that you were using for the brackets down here. Sorry about that, guys, I was wrong. This bolt that goes into the tower is actually a 14, not a 12. So just get yourself a 14mm wrench, slide that on there, and tighten both ends down. Okay, so one last thing, super simple. I found out that this bolt is not actually a 14, it is an Allen bolt. So you can't take your wrench and slide it on there, it'll just keep spinning. So what I did was I took my wrench, put it on the nut on the other side. I just grabbed some channel locks, or you could probably just get away with some pliers or maybe even a vice grip. Put it on that end right there, because it has those little, where is it? Those little splines on the outside. You can kind of see them right now. So it'll hold that pretty well. you can just take that, grab your channel locks really tight, and then you can turn the wrench and tighten it down just like that. Now I've already got mine tightened down. You can see it's in on both sides, and I mean it's not going anywhere. But that is the finished install. All right, guys, I just got back from a test drive, and here are my thoughts. With the strut bar, and this goes for any car, not just mine, but you're not gonna get a huge performance difference. It's not gonna be as night and day as something like coilovers on a car, but there definitely is a slight difference. And for a cheap, simple, $100 hour install mod like a strut bar, the difference is definitely worth what you have to put in. I mean, even just that little bit of handling could make all the difference in the world on a track. So I definitely think it was worth the time and money to put it on. Plus, there's just something extra to look at when you pop the hood at a car meet. All right, here's how it looks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can follow me at MicrowavePL on TikTok and Instagram. And that's all for this one. See you guys in the next one.